Alright, this is PG here,
And Jamjam.
and this is part 3 of my Dark Souls 2 walkthrough. We are getting ready to head into the first real area of the game.
Look at these catacombs.
I kind of like this little almost castle feel to this. I mean, it's got the pillars and stuff. Good architecture. Looks really cool, actually. If I remember correctly... Ah, yes, this is the right gate. The gate right here, it opens super slow, which is annoying, to say the least. But be sure to get underneath it as soon as possible, because it will slam on top of you. I made it. I don't want to... it just happened, but, you know, spoilers. I didn't die to a door. Which, you know, might happen later on, maybe. Who knows? Let's find out.
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't think ducks make that noise.
That was my duck. That was my suspense noise. Can you just sprint that and jump it?
We're gonna find out.
Oh, look at me! Look at me assuming things and not making an ass of myself.
You're just full of it today. So yeah, we're here in the Forest of Fallen Giants, which is, for almost anybody except for a cleric, I would say this is the right way to go.
I wonder why they're all fallen.
Because when you're that big, you stumble a lot.
Especially when you're drunk.
How much beer do you think a giant could drink?
3, 4...
Like gallons? What?
I wasn't prepared for a follow-up.
3 or 4? Like with 3 or 4 what? Cups.
Just alcohol things.
Oh, just alcohol liters? What measurement is that in? Oh, that's measured in alcohol. Oh, okay. Alright. Dick. That makes sense. Look at me dodging arrows. Now, I would say don't bother parrying these little dudes. It's not really worth it. You can kill them and stun them so easily that it's not even worth it.
Didn't even realize. Oh, there's baby dagger number 2.
Yep. The baby daggers. I get a super nice drop right here, and I'm instantly reminded that I hate mages when I go and look and see that I can't use this weapon because I'm a weak-ass mage.
What weapon is it?
It's just a little war club thing that they use. It's pretty nice. I like it. And jump across the little pond here. Nice little trail of bloodstains. I'm not even really sure how people are dying here. People are dying at the bonfire.
That's skill. That's not even talent. That is skill.
I am more impressed than sad about that. But as you can see, I just don't have what it takes to wield most of my weapons in my inventory. I scroll across, I look at my little infantry axe, and sure enough, I just can't wield it yet. So we're gonna sit at the bonfire. All the enemies respawn every time you sit at a bonfire. But in Dark Souls 2, you can actually kill the enemies enough times that they will not respawn anymore. I believe the number is like 10 or 15 times. Based on the enemy, based on the location.
And that's to cut down on the soul farming?
Yeah. That's so that people can't, you know, run to the side of a cliff, have a bunch of people in the Great Forest jump off and die like most people love to do back in the day.
Like in the forest in Dark Souls 1?
Yeah.
Where you got all those NPCs?
Pretty much. And, you know, I like that a little bit. I think it'll be nicer because it kind of makes people go through areas. But on another note, if there is a specialty character in a location, like say one of these dudes was a super infantry guy, you know, he had his airborne wings and everything. He was He was everything you ever wanted a guy to be.
He had his goddamn expert infantry badge and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. He was the very definition of cool. You don't have a very lot. You don't have a good amount of chances to get his weapons and get his armor because after a certain point he won't respawn anymore. So that is one aspect of it that I don't like. I think it would be cool if they respawn no matter how many times you do this, but after a certain point they don't give you souls anymore. I really wanted to backstab that guy, and because that didn't work out for me, I'm now fighting 3 people while being shot at with arrows.
This is where your Dark Souls skills come into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, but watch this. And there's a fucking hole there. And I just kind of take a little nap. The one spot in the entire zone that has a hole in the floor, and my guy rolls right into it. It's like jumping off of a trampoline and landing directly into a manhole cover. The odds are ridiculous.
I love how you actually land on your feet and then you just decide, I'm just going to take a nap.
But look how cool I look undead. I look like a fucking tapir. But, so as I said, I died, so everybody's back and everybody wants to be my friend again. So it's time for some baby daggers. Yeah, a little bit, you know, fucking tapir. Now, the second time I come up here, I play it smart. I decide the backstab isn't worth it, but for right now, this is just a good example of the clunky, undead, hollow movements that they have in this game, which I think are a lot better than they were in Dark Souls. Just, you know, the swing patterns, just the fact that when they swing, they don't really look where you are. They just kind of just throw their hands around and hope for the best, you know? It's kind of like the first time you ever try to undo a bra, really.
And then you somehow magically re-hook the hooks you took off?
Oh, every time. Every time. I mean, that's what dreams are made of, right?
Anyway, the
baby dagger.
So, Dark Souls 1, they would respawn no matter how many times you rested at the bonfire.
Yes, every area, every fucking person would respawn no matter what, and you could soul pillage the opening area if you had the time. You could sit there and soul pillage again and again and again until you were like level 90 and fight the Taurus demon at level 90. It was ridiculous. I actually remember on one build when I was first starting out on Dark Souls, I got a rare drop from the Black Knight, and once I got that rare drop, I actually got his greatsword. So I realized I couldn't use it, and I realized that it was about 1,000,000 times better than any weapon I had. So I soul farmed until I could use it, and the rest of the game was ridiculously easy. And I'm glad that Dark Souls 2 does not let people do that. Now we're coming up here to take out that fucking archer before we fight the Hidey Night.
Is that his actual name?
It's spelled like Hedie, which I'm sure they want it to be like Hidey or something like that, but I like Heidi. Heidi sounds like a cute girl's name, and I'd like to think I'm fighting some cuties. You see me? Look at the dodging these arrows like a fucking pro, and I just don't jump. But that's okay, because I secretly wanted to kill this guy the whole time. And once I learned how to lock on, I backstab him. Helpful.
I heard locking on does help, and also to prevent that kind of damage again, you know, the jump button does come into play.
Yeah, look at it right there. I just tested it. I was like, okay, yeah, I can jump. This is a thing. And I definitely did try to jump, but my character just didn't start running at all. So I just kind of fell. It was fun, you know. I wouldn't recommend it to a friend, but it was fun.
I like how it's not even a jump. It's more of like a skip.
Yeah, it's a skip sometimes. There's actually a stat bonus in this game that will up your agility, and I noticed it the minute I started a new character, but leveling it up 1 point at a time, I guess I didn't really notice it. After a certain point, your jump move, like your strong attack plus forward is how you do your jump attack, and your jump attack is actually way you jump a greater distance with an agility bonus. Like the more you up that parameter, the farther you'll jump, and it makes rolling a lot easier. So I would recommend that most people need to, even on a mage, balance that out. Now at this point, I'm making sure that I have the right setup to fight this little Hidey Night. Right now, I'm looking through my shields, noticing I am a weak-ass mage and I can't use any of them, which is nice and frustrating, but luckily, we went through that little area earlier and got that little baby shield right there.
It looks like we're going to be using the shield.
Just for this first area with this Hidey Night, because I have, I think, 5 vitality, so I think I have like maybe 600, 700 health. And one hit did that much damage, so watch this. It's gonna be close. Oh no, and fuck you.
Just so you know, I would have laughed so hard if he had got you right before that spell went off.
And that's why we're not friends.
That was mean.
It was a little mean. It was even meaner because I fucking meant it. But now, got my normal setup back, you know, now that there's not somebody that can two-shot me. And I'm ready to go out into this nice little area right here. I'm assuming this is like a tree tunnel that leads into a building. I really got no idea what that is. So we got this little storage area over there. And now, boom. Enemies. Enemies everywhere.
I just like freaked out because you walked through a door.
Oh, no. I walk through doors all the time. I'm a pro at door walking, I promise.
That's so steal out the whole jumping aspect.
Jumping is a difficult thing for me, you know? I thought making a little tutorial on how to jump might help me, and I realized I didn't know how to jump, so I couldn't make the tutorial, so now I just don't know how to do it, you know? There is no Dark Souls how-to jump tutorial. And that's the running charge attack that I brought up. I think I brought it up in an earlier video. They will just put their weapon above their head and just charge at you. And it is oddly effective. The best way around it that I've seen, I should say, is to just move towards them and dodge, or to circle around them, because when they're doing that, they don't turn as well. So the two ways around that, again, you know, you can either wait for them to swing and roll, or you can just kind of, you know, circle them and hope for the best, and by the time they swing, you should be able to get a nice little backstab off.
So every time they do that, can I just sit there and go and just say they're screaming, "Ah, I'm gonna get you"?
I would really appreciate it if you didn't scream that every time we come across enemies that do that.
Why not?
Because there's like 5 or 6 different enemies that actually do that, and it's just not the one you want. Right here is this is where our next bonfire is going to be. That merchant in there is pretty cool for a multitude of reasons. She sells you the key to the blacksmith's little hut, which we're going to get later. This guy just really didn't have a chance. I baby daggered his colon so good. And but the merchant in there, if you kill another NPC in the game, say you kill what the hell is that guy's name? I think his name's Bellathor. I want to say his name's Bellathor. He's the guy who has the Dark Souls 2 version of the Crystal Moon Greatsword or something like that. big green see-through sword. And basically, if you kill him, you can buy his armor from that merchant. So when you kill NPCs, you can go buy their armor from her. That being said, I think there's 2 NPCs that doesn't apply to. The merchant right here in Majula, the one that sits there and has a stutter, he sells you like base level weapons and armor until you actually start buying things from him. And then all of a sudden, you know, he starts having really good shit later on. And the Emerald Herald, I don't believe killing her will allow you to get that item set. And because you asked me in the last video, I wanted to show you how to light a torch. Just for you, Yam Yam.
Yeah!
Torches.
I learned stuff. I also like how there's a counter now.
Yeah, because you have torches, there's a certain amount of time. I think you get like
2 hours?
5 minutes a torch.
Oh, I was way off then.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of fucked up torches you're using with your 2-hour spree of torches. That's too much.
I usually get the Torchy brand torches.
Oh, Torchy?
Yeah.
Torchy torches?
Yeah.
I like to get the, get your pitchfork style torches, you know? We're going to have a good old chase them out of town style torch vest.
Oh, the mob.
Yeah.
The mob brand. Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
So here's all the shit that she sells. Most of it not going to help me right now. I'm too cool for school. And I was going to go down here and just start running through the level, and quickly remembered that there was an area that I needed to go through first.
I like to think of your guy just sitting there like sliding down the... Oh, nope, not going down there.
Not today. So we're going to come down here, and for those of you who don't know, there is a nice little area down here where you can get a fire longsword, and that is the weapon of choice I want to have for my little mage. And hopefully it's going to make coming through this area a lot easier. So right there we have another back step off of a little cliff hang, and again gave me the opportunity to attack one of those undead guys before he could attack me.
Hopefully you remember to jump here.
Oh, I jumped so good, girl. Look at that.
Ooh.
I even throw like an Indiana Jones roll into it. I'm pretty good, you know.
Get that crystal skull.
Once the controller kind of works, I'm like 19% sure I know how to jump. He falls, you know, the power of the baby dagger gets the best of him, and he just, you know, he falls, he's done. He's all baby daggered out. And over here, you got items. So they put that item there so you know that you can walk down this tree. It's kind of nice of them. And again, using the advantage of the range of this goddamn little mage, I just kind of shoot everybody in the face. There's no real big enemy down here. There's like a big dumb fire lizard, but you don't even fight him here. He's just kind of there for being there. He's annoying. He just shoots fire at you while you're trying to do things.
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking annoying. I would never invite him over for barbecue. Okay, so we have more undead going down. We got little statues here. I have no idea how these people died. They're just there. I don't even think those are other players, because all 3 times I've played the game, those statues have been in the exact same spot every time. So I can only assume that those statues are just permanently there to kind of spook you out. 9 out of 10 said too spooky, but I'm coming through here. I'm getting my items. There's a big fire lizard. He wants to shoot me with fire, but I'm opening doors, so I got bigger, better things to do. I just don't got time for him.
I like how it takes you like an hour and a half to open a door.
That's because in Dark Souls 2, you can actually be attacked while opening a door. Which is, I would say, a good aspect, because there's been many a time in Dark Souls where I've been PvPing.
And then someone decides to open a door or close the door?
Yeah, somebody opens or closes the door, and they're on the other side healing, and I'm stuck on the other side, and I couldn't do anything about it. And it was just kind of annoying, you know, like, The last time I checked, opening a door doesn't make you God, you know? I'm pretty sure most people can open doors.
Well, I'm still trying to work on it.
Yeah, it can be tricky sometimes, but I like that I can attack people when they're trying to open and close doors. I've actually killed somebody while they were trying to close a door in my face.
Yeah, that's rude.
You can actually break doors in this game, which is great. It kind of gives you the here's Johnny kind of an aspect, you know? Just smash through the door, killing people, just being rude about it, letting all the AC out.
That's just, and that costs money.
All the undead are sweating and rotting more now. Ah, look at that, jumped again, figured it out. So I'm just chilling here, and I don't want to jump down there and fight that guy, so I just kind of shot him in the face. He dropped the bastard sword, and I don't even need to look to know that I can't fucking use that yet. So for those of you who are wondering why I didn't show the stats for it, I'm a mage. I can't use it yet. I know it. You should know it. It's just not. It's not meant to be. Maybe in a later video, I'll have that little bastard sword, and I'll just have fun. You know, cut some people with it, possibly break it.
Who do you think sired that sword? Like, why is it a bastard sword?
I don't know. These are things. It's an actual real style of sword. I know that much. So it's not like Dark Souls made the bastard sword, but I really have no idea any story behind bastard sword. Maybe there was some kind of blacksmith incident, you know, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these people. The bastard sword is actually pretty decent, though. I like it. I'm going to crush up all of these souls, and hopefully I'm going to buy the key from the merchant, go ahead and open up the blacksmith area so that I can use my blacksmith in Majula. And if you'll notice, she also sells human effigies. I might do some soul farming and pick up all of those human effigies.
Now, does humanity come into play like it did in Dark Souls 1, where it actually had a small boost and a specific stat for chaos weapons?
As far as I'm tracking, becoming a human, just using human effigy, which is humanity in this game, all it does is give you more health, and that's it. That is as far as it goes in this game, as far as I know. But at the same time, my strength build and my dex build, I've looked before using my stats, and I've seen no increase to any boost with turning human. But I will admit, it just feels better to play the game as a human. And what I think is kind of cool about being human in this game right now is that if you're a human, you can summon people. But even as an undead, you can still get invaded. People can still attack you and fuck with your character.
And that's what you meant by when you said if you played undead in Dark Souls 1, you are not safe in Dark Souls 2, right?
Yes. People in Dark Souls 1 that wanted to play through all by themselves, never wanted to see other players, never wanted to be invaded, they were afraid of PvP, they are not going to enjoy Dark Souls 2. Because even in offline mode, you'll get invaded by NPC invaders in almost every area of the game. They run fucking rampant in this video game, and it is impressive. They have some really well-made NPCs. And right now, we have our fire longsword, and we're just going to go ahead and upgrade it, you know, why not? So now we got fire longsword +1. We have just, I would say just about all of the stats we need. I was debating on buying that, decided I just really didn't want to. We're going to save our souls so that we can go ahead and level up a little bit more, because we're definitely going to need it for this mage. Now the first boss of this area is going to be, what is it? It's the Oh yeah, it's the last. It's the last giant.
That's sad.
Yeah, like you see the name and you're like, oh, but then he tries to kill you, and you're like, well,
You started it.
with this kind of hospitality, there's reasons why your people died out.
There's
you know?
a reason you're the last one.
Yeah, like
Well, maybe all the other ones were actually nice and welcoming, and he's just like one asshole.
there's only one way to find out, and we will find out next time. Goodbye from Bobblehead.